two biggest plants so far today. Two real nice three-prongers. It's crazy that they're turning yellow already. We ain't gonna have much time left in the season if this weather keeps up like this, guys. Getting towards the end of the season. You're dying off already. Look at this. Got one yellow and one fading. Out here looking for some tang today. Found a nice chunk of chaga. Not too bad. Steep hill. I've already smelt the bear close, and I ain't made it 200 yards up off the river. This ain't a good sign already. That's a bear track. Look at that thing. I fit my hand inside there and it's bigger than my hand. After about an hour and a half of walking, I finally come to this beautiful place. I should find some sang in here. I found it in here previous years. We'll find out. One there, couple there. I'm sure there'll be more in this ridge. This is some steep shit. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a nice carrot here. Oh yeah. I almost thought this walk was for nothing today, but that's not the case. There's one. This one's in there pretty deep. Oh, yeah. Okay, now guys, here's another trick I'm going to teach you. You see how this has these roots coming off your neck? That's from that plant laying dormant. So that plant's been laying dormant for quite some time. Same way with this one. This is the year you're going to want to check spots that you've never found ginseng in. You go and you check them spots, because we've been finding quite a bit this year in spots that I've never found it before that I've checked, and it just wasn't up that year, and it hasn't been up for several years. But when they come up on a year like this year with all this rain we've had, you get some nice roots. Like, look at that. Bam. It was a hell of a hike in here, but the last time I was in here was quite a few years ago. So I just wanted to come in here today to see if there was anything up, and lo and behold, we find us a couple. I knew I would find them in these big rocks. I always do. It's a really good place to look for them. Here's what a seedling is. See, a little one pronger. I'll put that guy right back in there and bury him back up. But 3 roots, not bad. That gives me hope that there's many more in here, hopefully. I do have competition that digs the same hills that I do. Some of the cool shit you get to see when you're out in the middle of the woods. I got a waterfall there. I got another one over here behind me. Pretty fucking cool. You only run into this shit when you're looking for ginseng, I'll tell you that. Not much for saying today, but it's another new spot I'm checking. Yeah, I tell you what, pretty gorgeous. I don't know, we'll see. I'll drop on this creek and take it for a wave and see where it leads. I'll show you guys how to properly clean the ginseng that you dig if you're going to dry it for sale. As you see, there's quite a bit of dirt still tucked in on the neck of the plant down through here. No, you're going to want to take 90% of this dirt off, but you don't want it all taken off. I'll show you here. Put it in some water, see if she floats. Now, another key thing is when you're going to clean your ginseng, you can see all these dermal ridges that are through here, all these little ridges. You do not want to go against that. When you wipe it, you're going to want to go with the way that the dermal ridges are running, like that. You see? You don't want to take too much. They want that goldish color to it still. Give them a rinse. As you can see, the difference between where I have wiped and where I haven't. This is what they're looking for right here. They want this color with the dirt still in all these little ridges. It's the stress fractures or stress rings. That's what they're looking for. It gives them the age, characteristics, all kinds of things. This right here, this taproot coming off your neck is due to the plant laying dormant for long periods of time. So obviously this plant had laid dormant for quite some time. But it's a beautiful root. This one was growing tucked up underneath a birch tree. It was tucked up underneath onto the root. That's why it has all this funny looking marks on it, like this here, like it might have been chewed off or something. Just because it was growing like this, pressed up against the tree root. So it just formed around the root, which I think is pretty awesome. You're going to want to get majority of that stuff out of the neck. And what I do, I use a toothpick. I find my toothpick, but I got an old Q-tip here. Just going to take it and kind of knock the big chunks of dirt out of spots like that. be careful not break anything or scratch it or damage it. Because then again, it's all in presentation. You want your roots to look the best that they can without over cleaning. A little more dirt in there I don't like. But that and this is how your ginseng should look. I mean, it's still a little dirty up in the neck. I gotta finish picking some of that dirt out of there. But that's the color they're looking for right there. That's a gorgeous root. So that's how you clean it. Now, I know a lot of people clean it different. Some people clean it with a hose or whatever. I prefer to go root by root and wipe each root that I touch, so that way there I know for a fact all my roots are going to look the same when I'm done washing them and when they're dried. I'll show you guys what some dry clean root looks like. I have a bag of root here that I had dug the other day that I am not going to be drying. I'm going to be selling wet. Right here, this is almost 2 pounds of ginseng. A gallon Ziploc bag, pretty much full. I got a couple hundred roots in there. Some nice stuff. Here's a prime example on what happens when the root does not get properly cleaned and one that does properly get cleaned. These are dry. As you can see, this thing looks like a pile of dog shit. I'm kind of disappointed that I did that, but nonetheless I kind of did this to show you guys what ginseng would look like if you brought this to a buyer and tried to sell it to him. He would probably laugh at you. He wouldn't give you very much for it. The color is not there. It is way too dark. You can see the dirt still all over it. Like that's no good. If you put ginseng up like this, there's no point in digging it because you're not going to get hardly anything for it. So that's what you do not want to do, is this right here. This one. That's not what you do not want your ginseng to look like this. This is what you want your dry root to look like. It's gorgeous. It's got the gold. Nice long neck. You know, just enough dirt in there that you can still see all the stress rings. That's a prime example of what you want your ginseng to look like when it's dry. You'll get the most money that you could possibly get out of your ginseng if you dry it and it looks like this. I've had numerous compliments from high buyers that I've sold to over the years, and they love the way that I process my ginseng. They're never disappointed, I'll tell you that, and I always get the highest dollar I can. So thank you for watching Nature's Wild Playground. Like and subscribe. Well, there's numerous different ways you want to dry your ginseng. One way I will tell you that you should not ever dry ginseng is in sunlight. You do not do that. You will blister it. It will be ruined. It will be no good. So what I like to do is put it in the attic. Attic is a great spot. Like, it'll dry in no time in an attic because it's hot. You can hang it. You can build racks. I run it on a dehydrator. You
On
want
the lowest setting possible.
Yeah, on your lowest setting possible. I have a dehydrator that has a setting at 95 degrees. Ginseng should not be dried at more than 95 degrees because you will kill the properties of the root. So with that being said, don't ever put it in your oven. That's a no-no. You don't do that. You'll ruin your ginseng. The buyer might not know it, but you'll know it, and then do you really want to sell something that has no properties left in it? Not really. So do the right thing. Dry the ginseng the right way. That goes with any plant, as a matter of fact. Not only ginseng, we also have, I've been harvesting chaga, as you see behind me on the shelf. There's a ton of chaga here. We do the same with the chaga. We air dry the chaga because it won't fit in a dehydrator. But a dehydrator is the fastest way to dry your ginseng. But like I said, you do not want it on anything more than 95 degrees because you will ruin your roots. And they will know. If you dry it at too high of a temperature, the buyer's going to know because of the blister. It'll off color. There's numerous different things that they will pick up on knowing that the ginseng was not dried in the proper temperatures or the proper way. So if you guys want to make the most money you can, I mean, I've been doing this for almost 20 years, so I made a lot of money at doing this. I do it every year, and every year buyers continue to call back. So I mean,